We all know Shrek is a green swamp-dwelling ogre with a Scottish accent. When the first film in the franchise was released in 2001, no one could have predicted the impact it would have on cinema. The Shrek franchise changed cinema for the better in a number of ways. In this video, we'll explore how it did just that. First of all, the Shrek franchise took risks. The first film was released at a time when computer animated movies were still a relatively new concept. But rather than playing it safe with a traditional fairy tale, Shrek flipped the script by presenting a story from the perspective of the villain. The franchise also changed the way we think about animated characters. In a time when Disney princesses ruled the box office, Shrek presented a new kind of hero, an ugly, smelly ogre who wasn't afraid to break the mold. The franchise also broke down gender stereotypes. The second film in the franchise introduced Fiona as a warrior princess who could hold her own in a fight. She wasn't a damsel in distress waiting to be rescued. She was a strong, capable woman who could save herself. The franchise also had fun with pop culture references. Puss in Boots, for example, was a parody of Zorro, and many of the film's jokes were aimed at adults who grew up with classic movies and TV shows. But perhaps the most significant way that the Shrek franchise changed cinema for the better was by showing that animated movies could be just as entertaining and thought-provoking as a live-action film. The franchise tackled themes like acceptance, identity, and love, and did so with humor and heart. And let's not forget the incredible animation. The Shrek franchise pushed the limits of what was possible with computer animation, creating lush, detailed worlds and characters that were full of life. The franchise also had a strong ensemble of characters that audiences fell in love with. Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, and Puss in Boots all had distinct personalities and quirks that made them relatable and endearing. Their dynamics were also refreshingly unconventional, with Shrek and Donkey's unlikely friendship and Fiona's no-nonsense attitude. The franchise had a knack for casting. The addition of Jennifer Saunders as the fairy godmother in Shrek 2 was a stroke of genius, and the voice talents of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Antonio Banderas brought the characters to life in a way that wouldn't have been possible without them. The franchise also had memorable villains, from Lord Farquaad to Prince Charming to Rumpelstiltskin. These characters were not just one-dimensional baddies, but rather complex characters with their own motivations and desires. Ultimately, the Shrek franchise changed cinema for the better by proving that animation wasn't just for kids. The films had universal appeal with humor that could make both children and adults laugh out loud. They were a new kind of family entertainment that could entertain everyone in the audience regardless of age. And even though the franchise ended with Shrek Forever After in 2010, its legacy lives on. Through Shrek merchandise, memes, and references, they are still popular today, and the franchise has become a beloved part of pop culture. So, in conclusion, the Shrek franchise changed cinema for the better by taking risks, breaking down gender stereotypes, having fun with pop culture references, and proving that animated movies could be just as entertaining and thought-provoking as live-action films. Its memorable characters, excellent animation, and universal appeal have left an indelible mark on cinema, and it will always be remembered as a franchise that made us laugh, cry, and believe in the power of love and acceptance. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.